remember this, you are sad. Because this right here is what we like to call straight up memories. I don't think I need to say any more. Let's get right into the video. So, top of the morning to you laddies. My name's Randall Buck. If you are an uncultured person, you would not even think about the fact that this game, this year, turns 10 years old. This is Farming Simulator 2013. That's right. Blast from the past, unlocking core memories. Okay? Okay. Glad we had this talk. To note that, though, that's not the point of our video today. The point of our video today is to do a memorial of this great game. So with that, let's fast travel 10 years to the future. And here we are, 10 glorious years later, the same map, the same concept, except this time, instead of it being 13, we are now in FS22. So as a background on this game, this is actually the very first game that I got to play. I did not play FS13. I did not play FS 2008, 9, or 11, but I did, however, play FS13. This is where my journey started, and I loved it. I kind of tried to sift through to find as many of the original mods, as many of the original tractors to this game as possible, some of which I succeeded greatly, and some of them, sadly, I couldn't get them exact, or even remotely the same brand. But this is a basic rundown of what FS13 used to look like. So you had a little Kramer tractor, you had a, what I believe to be a same Argon, by the name of that, as well as this, I'm gonna butcher that name, but that's what it looks like. Bahers, German, European, something. But either way, we're going to do a little bit of a playthrough here. So what I want to do is I want to get over to the field. We're going to be harvesting some wheat. Ah, yes. The glorious days of Farm Sim 2013. I absolutely love that game. I had to do a little bit of work because this is obviously not what the game starts off with. Some of this stuff is now mods and some stuff you can still buy base game. But we're going to do this a little simple. I just wanted to play this. I love this. We even got the M66 FAR. This just brings back core memories. And you know, why not even throw the anniversary outfit on? Of course, I can't get the red plaid shirt of Farmer Joe, but hey, we at least can get the overalls. We're just going to get harvested here and watch him go. So the one thing that I actually, if you guys didn't know about FS13 back in the day, is Hagenstedt was the original map. This is of FS13's original base game map. Now, obviously, things have since basically changed on how the game's physics work and everything, but one particular feature that I miss, we're going to jump back to 13 and go a little bit of exploring, and I'll show you one feature that you might have missed. So one thing that they actually don't do anymore that I kind of miss is these missions that are technically the contracts, but they called you. But that's not even the only thing. So we're going to rush down here, and we are going to grab, I believe this tractor actually, I believe the same tractor. This is the actual layout. This one I got to play on keyboard. Boy. I'll play this in a hand minute. One thing down by the golf course is that this game used to have, I kid you not, just random golf carts that you could drive around the map on. And literally, I kid you not, they were just golf carts. And Hagenstedt was the only map to do that. I've yet to see any other maps unless they're had something that I did not know about. You could drive around this map on a golf cart. And you could get in, course, you didn't have to do the breeding thing. I never took out my mods. And you could drive a golf cart. Why this is still not a thing, I don't know. But literally, this was like the thing to do 10 years ago. But now, let's get back to present time, where we have steering wheel compatibilities, which of course did work back in the day, but it wasn't as sophisticated as we might like to say. Both games definitely have their high points, and one thing that I majorly miss about FS13 mods is the more realistic mods. They were, without a doubt, some of the best mods to ever come out of the face of the Farming Simulator series. Almost just short of some of the great stuff that came out of FS17. We're going to get this guy going back again, and if anything, we might actually do a little bit ourselves. Because Farmer Joe needs to do some work. One thing that has greatly changed since FS13, of course, is by far the quality of these things. I can't imagine the amount of reworking and rebuilding of models people were doing to get this stuff to look like as it is now. Back in the day, these, of course, for the time frame, it is what it was, and it was the best that it could be done, but holy cow, with the materials and the stickers and everything on this, these mods and models themselves look thousands of times better than those ones ever did in 13. The thing about 13, though, was that it just had that feeling of potential that everybody was able to do so much with so little at the time that it sparked the amount of things that we were able to do nowadays in the game. Another thing that I also don't necessarily know why they went away from it, of course it could be because of licensing, but there's one mod in particular that used to be base game. And you don't believe me, I'll show you. The Amazon Trophy Hopper. This mower used to be base game FS 2013. The only difference between that mower and the mower from the actual game was that Farmer Joe used to put his hat on backwards when you got on this mower. That feature I miss terribly. Why you cannot make your guy's hat go backwards is saddening, because that was one of my favorite things about this mower. The guy could literally put his hat on backwards. Compared to today's mower, where Farmer Joe just has to keep his hat on straight. But other than that, this mower has also seen a lot of hours when I used to play 13. I loved this little guy. He got so many yards mowed back when those early days of no real good lawnmowers besides this guy. I mean, this was like the top dog mower of FS13. I mean, I love this thing. I used the living bejesus out of this thing. Now that we're full, we're going to take this back over to the grain bin silo, which I'm very happy that on the 22 version of this map, they did retain the old-fashioned silos. They definitely were not, to say the least, the most beautiful things on Earth, and eventually they did change the styling of them a little bit. You used to just drive right under it. But it is nice now that they did at least keep the looks of how this used to work. Oh, I must be dumping this straight out the back. We'll dump that into the silo, and what we're going to do is we're going to grab the little same tractor, and we will get the cultivator out, and we're going to do a little bit of field tillage. I just like this little piece of equipment, just for the fact that it was kind of like one of the only tractors base game that just felt like an actual compact, almost like a maybe a 2 to 3 series deer or a small farmall, but nothing that was like, you know, a garden tractor, like a lawnmower, or a 6R or 6M. It was just in that fine little niche. And it just did the work. I mean, it did phenomenal. I love this little guy. Of course, this field always took forever when you were cultivating it. We'll let Billy Bob take care of that. We are going to hop over to the Kramer, wherever it's at. There we go. The tiny little Amazon D1. Simplicity at its finest. That is fertilizer. Where was the seed for this map? Oh, it's over there. I couldn't remember where the seed was on this map for a minute there. That was another thing that was nice, is that back in the day, these fill points were just conveniently on the farm. You didn't really have to go 3/4 of the way across the entire map just to go get seed for your tractor. Now, of course, that's realistic, but in this game, it was just nice for just starting out. You didn't have to drive all the way across the map to go get a pallet of seed or buy all that stuff. You just were able to harvest and plant and get all the stuff that you needed right on tap. We're just going to go back and we're going to plant ourselves some wheat, ready for the next harvest. Of course, this cannot be planted in August. What can we plant in August? We can plant canola.
12 seconds later.
Oh, come on. This is the tractor that was supposed to be pulling this. So apparently the tractor that was actually supposed to pull this planter nowadays is underpowered to pull its own planter. I didn't think that that would be the case, but apparently it is. We're just spinning like there's no tomorrow. But now you guys know the great story of how Farming Simulator 2013 is now 10 years old. If you want to, go feel free to pick up a copy of that game, as it is still a very solid copy of the franchise. Of course, the Combine's full on the other side of the field. He couldn't just finish out one little pass, but hey, that is what it is. But with that, guys, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe down below. If you guys haven't already, be sure to click that little bell and check out the Boomstick Club for all the up-to-date content from me and the gang, because you guys already know who is in it. And I shall see you all in the next one, back to regularly scheduled programming. And this is the Rental Man out.